listening to Angel Talk with Sue with your host, Sue Broome. Sue, take it away.
Hello, everyone. This is Sue Broome, your host of Angel Talk with Sue. And you are listening live to Thrive Talk Network every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. in Arizona. It's Angel Talk with Sue. Now, before we get into our special guest, I have just a couple of announcements. Tonight, I will be on a guest on someone else's radio show on Joan of Angels. And it is truthcatradio.com. And it's 10 p.m. Eastern, so 7 p.m. in Arizona time. And we're going to be talking about signs from your loved ones and messages from angels. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, and Joan of Angels, if you are in southern Arizona, you can come and see her. She will be a special presentation on September 23rd in Casa Grande. So, and also Casa Grande Holistic Expo is all day long on September 23rd. So I am one of the organizers, and Diane Garris is the other one. So you probably both know us in the state of Arizona as wonderful organizers. So go check out Casa Grande Holistic Expo. I also wanted to put a plug in for Meditate with the Angels that I do with Thrive Talk Network. It is 7 a.m. Eastern every day, and you could go out and listen every single day. It's a short 10-15 minute meditation. I use the integration cards created by Diane Garris. And I believe this week is listening, and it was really interesting where the meditation was going. I pull the card, I do a channel message, that is the meditation. So go have a listen, and all of the replays are on Thrive Talk Network and also on my website, SueBroome.com. So today I have a guest. She was going to be on a couple weeks ago, and there were some technical things going on. But Marilyn Poscic is an angel communicator. She is down in Phoenix. I've met her through the different fairs and expos and travels that I do in Arizona. And I am so excited that Marilyn, that she's actually on the phone today. So Marilyn, are you there?
I am, Sue. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm so glad there's no technical issues today.
Yeah, we finally got on, and I think Mercury is totally direct now, don't you?
I do. I think, I know when it went direct, there was still a few weeks where it was, doing its little, whiplash kind of thing.
Exactly. Usually when it goes direct, I can feel it right off the bat, but this one lingered for a couple weeks, I think.
It did. Well, and I think the other thing that's been really bizarre, I think, is there's been so much wind going on. And I know when we've had wind for, either here or in Florida, there's usually some weird connection thing that happens. So who knows? Could have been a combination of all kinds of things.
But here we are today, live.
Oh, I'm so glad you are here. So you have been having so many things going on. I see you on Facebook doing Facebook Live presentations. You have several groups going on. You have books going on. Boy, what would you like to start with, Marilyn?
Where do I begin? Let's start with the Facebook Live. I'm usually live on Facebook every Tuesday and Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Arizona time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesday nights I talk about coping with grief and loss, and Wednesday nights I talk about angels. And I take people's questions and comments, things that's helped them connect with angels, things that's helped them cope with their grief from a loss of a loved one. However, last week I had technical difficulties, And whatever reason, I haven't been able to switch my camera around to do Facebook Live. So if I'm able to get that technical difficulty straightened out this week, I will post it on my Facebook page.
You know, it's really bizarre because this weekend I did a Facebook Live presentation for the virtual psychic fair called Different Perspectives. And as soon as I was done, you know, I clicked whatever the button says, done, and it went into a black hole, and it has never come back.
You're kidding.
No. So I'm going to do it again next month. But it's, you know, I wonder if there's just something with Facebook Live that's going on. Now, who knows? I mean, and I also know there was a time when I was doing another live presentation on signs from your loved ones. This has happened twice to me where I'm just clipping along and all of a sudden everything's gone. And it's like, okay, who is messing with me? Okay, we get the message. Okay, but thank you. Don't be doing this anymore.
Right, that's what I do. Have you noticed a major shift in the energy in the past week to 10 days, though, Sue?
I have, and you know, even as I say I get these chills that just kind of run through my body. I think there's so much clearing going on. There's so much transformation going on. I think people are leaving the planet.
Yeah.
And in bizarre ways, too. I don't even, it's not like I know somebody. It's what I feel, that people are just going in bizarre ways. And all of a sudden it's like they're deciding, oh, you know what? I'm going to check out. And they're gone.
Yep. I totally agree. Each year, towards the end of the year, the beginning of the new year, I receive messages from the angels, which I call the guides. Mm-hmm. And this year is all about, last year was all about really becoming strong with yourself and the self-love for yourself first. Mm-hmm. And this year was that, along with stay grounded, stay centered, stay focused, stay true to yourself, and stay protected. And I'm sure you do this as well, Sue, since we're both angel ladies, but I go to Archangel Michael every single day and ask that he surrounds and protects me with his white light of protection. And I feel like the protection, everybody needs to be very, very strong with their protection right now. Mm-hmm. I had a lady, I teach a lot of classes as well, and I had a lady in my class a couple months ago ask me if you have to do that every day. And what I like to say in response to that, do you lock your home every day? Do you lock your vehicle every day? And if you're doing that, why not protect yourself every day? And her response to me was, because she's lazy.
Well, and here's what happens, you know, yes, I absolutely go to Michael, Archangel Michael, and I say, okay, Michael, 24/7. And I kind of do that as, all right, if I forget, however, yesterday, and in fact, this is what my blog is about today, is yesterday I went to a gathering. It was a fun gathering, you know, there's a lot of people, and boy, it started there, it started happening there, and even on the ride home, it was like, I felt like there's just this pressure pushing on my head. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, Marilyn, it's like, did I ask Archangel Michael to clear the room before I get there? Did I ask Archangel Michael to keep me clear while I was there? No. So I'm driving home and it's like, okay, Archangel Michael, please clear anything that is not mine, anything that is not of me. And thank you very much for keeping my energy clear. And it was like, it was instant. Yep. The pressure was gone.
Exactly. I take a walk almost every morning. That's when I cleanse and clear and do my protection and connect with the guys every morning. That's the way I do it. And I'm always asking for protection. But lately I've been asking for protection. I said, dear Michael, please protect me even when I forget to ask you for protection.
Yes. It's like, okay, we are humans. Yes, we might be lazy, we might forget, we might have other things going on, but yes, Archangel Michael, please just take care of us.
And I know in the beginning, a lot of my peeps would like go, well, I don't want to bother Michael, or I don't want to bother the angels because my problem isn't significant enough, or it's not big enough, and somebody else has got a bigger problem, and I don't want to take up their time. And I said, people, the angels aren't human. They're of energy, and the energy is fueled by love. And you're not going to take up their time. They want to be there to help us with anything in our life.
That's right. Yeah, it's like if you turn a light on in a room, does it shine any different? You know?
Exactly.
It's like, nope, that corner gets the same amount as that corner. So
Exactly. And when we learn to tap into the angels, as I know you well have, Sue, it's like miracles will just happen for us. You mentioned I'm an author. I've actually written 3 books, and each book was given to me by the angels. Mm-hmm. The first book, Last Soul Standing, Surviving My Last Surviving Relative, is a story about my mother suffered a stroke and lived for 5 months, and every day was a living nightmare for me. The way that the insurance companies, the medical system, everything just acts, it's like you have to be aware ahead of time. And yeah. I was an x-ray tech. I don't know whether you know this, Sue. I was an x-ray technician for over 20 years. So I had medical knowledge on a professional level. My brother passed of AIDS. My dad had Alzheimer's, so I had personal knowledge. And every single day that my mom remained alive was a living nightmare. So I wrote a book to help people in the event that you are going through this, in the event that an emergency does happen. And it doesn't have to just be a stroke. It could be anything. Mm-hmm. And so I would say I wrote that book in 3 days. I wouldn't say I was totally guided by it because it was a real life experience for me and I was reliving the memory. But my second book that I wrote about 2 years ago called Angels Simplified, and then a few months after that I wrote a book for children, Angels, Angels Everywhere. They were totally directed by the angels.
Yeah. I love the angels, angels everywhere. That's, you know, I say calling all angels, angels, angels everywhere. Absolutely. Because sometimes it's like, well, I don't know which angel to call on. I don't remember their name. It's like, you know what? You don't have to. Calling all angels works just fine.
Yes, exactly. And that book was written for children ages from about 2 to 10 or so because children are highly intuitive. And they don't understand that they're not seeing what they're seeing just because we can't see what they're seeing. So I wrote this book for kids so that they can sit down and draw or write or share with their caregiver what it is that they're hearing, seeing, feeling, sensing. And then their caregiver, whether that's a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, a sibling, they can sit down together and start helping one another bring out what those children are seeing. And I've gotten huge responses from it.
That's awesome. Because, kids they're so open. And I know that there's so many people that it's like they just shut it off. I mean, there's a lot of adults that's what they were taught when they were kids. It's like, no, it's your imagination. It's your, it's not really there. And so they shut it off. And so in turn, their kids are shutting it down, or they're telling their kids to shut it down. But it's so needed because kids, they are still open. They're still more connected. They don't have all of this crap, for lack of a better term, crap that we as a society put on them.
Exactly.
And keep saying, telling them what to believe, telling them, what they can see, what they can't see, who there's, all of that. So, yeah.
That's how I tell people, like, if you don't believe in this, if you've ever owned an animal, especially a dog or a cat, they tend to be more of a, pet for people. Watch them. They'll let you know when something's there, and they'll let you know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
I've never owned a cat, but I have many, many dogs in my life, and all of a sudden the dogs will come to attention, they'll start barking, and nothing's there. And sometimes it's a good thing, they'll be wagging their tails, or other times they'll start growling, and nothing in a human form is there. So what are they seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing that we can't?
Yep, there's definitely something. I know a friend of mine, she's got her 2 dogs pick up on so much stuff. Plus she's got this weird thing going on in her basement that she's got all kinds of spirits that come and go. I mean, we've done so many releasing of spirits, and it's amazing because there's probably been 10,000 spirits that have been released, but there's still more. And her dogs always know. Her dogs always know. So I think it was in Angels Simplified. What's the saying that you have? It's like 10,000. It's something 10,000 angels, 100,000 angels.
100,000 angels.
So what is the saying that goes along with it?
Nothing. I learned many, many years ago, you can call upon as many angels as you want. Don't ask me how I got this number, but I just came up with 100,000 angels. So I just ask that 100,000 angels be with me each and every single day. And when I do my readings, whether it's over the phone or in private in my home, I call upon 100,000 angels to join us.
Yeah.
And I've taught people this over the years. One lady was going through a really difficult time. She was getting a divorce, had to file bankruptcy. And I said, call upon as many angels as you want. Well, she didn't want to burden them. And I think she called upon like 10. And I said, how's it going for you? And she goes, it's better. And I said, why are you just sticking with 10? She goes, okay, I'm going to go to 100 million bazillion or something like that. And then everything started falling into place for her.
100 million bazillion. I like that.
I think that's what she said. My kids that I work with, they're really cute. They go with a lower number of angels because that's all they feel they need. The older people get, the more the angels that they want in their life.
Yes, could I have 100 million bazillion for every decade that I've lived?
Exactly. So, there's no saying with it. It's just, that's how many angels I travel with and work with each and every single day.
Well, and the biggest thing that like I said in my blog, I had to point out again and remind people because I needed to be reminded. It's like, ask. Really, that's the beginning of everything is we have to ask. We have to ask whether it's for one angel or whether it's for 100 bazillion million.
That's what I tell people, Sue. It's like, first of all, you have to believe. So you believe, you ask, you give them permission because angels won't interfere in your life without your permission, except for the guardian angels who are there to protect you from so-called dying before it's your time. But you have to ask, you have to give permission, you have to trust, you have to believe, and then you have to release it and let them do their job. And they're always there to help us with anything. But I always do a little prerequisite with that and ask for my best and highest self. However you want to phrase that, but it's like be careful what you ask for. People winning the lottery, how many of them went bankrupt, right?
Right.
So just ask for your best and highest self and then release it and allow the angels, allow the guys to do their job. Now we, especially as women and Americans, we get an idea in our head and we think we want to have all this happen yesterday. And so we get impatient when the angels don't work in our time frame. But if you're asking for your best and highest self, they'll provide for us when it's for our best and highest self and not what we think.
Yes. That's okay. All right. That's perfect place for a pause right here. We are going to take a short break. You are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network with my guest today, Marilyn Poscic. And when we come back, I believe we are going to have a question. So we'll be right back after this short break.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you. Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you.
In these challenging times, everyone needs a little guidance. The Virtual Psychic Fair is a once-a-month special online event where you can get the expert guidance you seek. Visit us at the Virtual Psychic Fair, www.virtualpsychicfair.com, or call toll-free at 888-626-7386.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, creator and host of Thrive with Jay Grace. This is a live variety talk show program that I'm very excited to produce for you. It's all about entertaining and always encouraging you to live the thriving life that you deserve. Remember, that's Thrive with Jay Grace, Thursdays live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is your time to thrive.
Hello, everyone. This is Sue Broome, and I'm doing the Meditate with the Angels today. This is brought to you by myself and Thrive Talk Network. You can listen every day at 7 a.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network.
And you're back with Angel Talk with Sue, with your host, Sue Broome. Sue, take it away.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today and listening. You are listening to Sue Broome on Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network, and my guest today is Marilyn Poscic. Now, we do have a web question, so see, we really do have a question, Marilyn. Okay, I guess I got to
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, we're ready.
You got it. Okay, and this is from Jessie T.S. Hi, Sue. I have a question about my daughter. She is in a relationship with a man of 2 years now. Lately, he has been working late, having to go to work on weekends at the last minute. My daughter thinks he's not being faithful. What do you get?
Okay. Marilyn, are you getting anything on this?
I'm not sure about the faithful part, but I feel like the relationship is disintegrating, that it's becoming weaker. So
that's a good explanation. It does feel like it's getting weaker. Is a really good. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. I feel like your daughter should have a heart-to-heart with herself first and see what direction she wants to take this relationship. Is she hanging on just to hang on out of desperation? Or does she really want to keep this because there is a love there? And if so, she needs to talk to him instead of being in the speculation stage.
Yeah. Now, and I love the word that you use, because that feels right, because it's like there's like he's on the edge of there could be potential is what it feels like.
Right.
But it feels like, because whenever anything comes up in a relationship, it's like, what is our part? So we are bringing something to the table just like they are bringing something to the table. Now, I pulled 2 cards, and the cards that I'm using, I love this deck, is the Universal Wisdom from Tony Carmine Salerno. And one of them is purity and one is rest. Now, the purity feels like it's because of the picture itself, it's got almost like 2 sides of the coin. So I think there's, just like the talk I did over the weekend, there's different perspectives. And I think sitting down with him and having a conversation and finding out, okay, well, this is what I'm feeling, not necessarily accusing him of anything, but this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that you're withdrawn. Yes, I'm feeling like you're pulling away. But the rest part, the rest card feels like there's also something that almost like you are not, that your daughter is not taking time for herself, and she keeps putting so much into all of this everything else. And partially what it feels like is she's putting so much energy into being worried about this versus, okay, you know what? I need to tune in, see what it is that I really want, and then have a conversation with him.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was getting to. It's the daughter needs to get stronger within herself instead of just allowing things to be. If she's feeling an unrest, there's a reason for that. So she needs to figure out within herself what it is that she wants. And I loved how you said, then sit down without accusing, but just sit down and say, hey, what's going on? This is how I'm feeling. And so many people I've found over the years are so afraid to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But, did you catch that you used the word unrest and the card is rest? Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Darn, we're good, huh?
Yeah, we are. Hey, we make a really good team here.
We do, dear.
So Jessie TS, I hope that helps. And if you want to answer back in the web chat, you most certainly can.
And
I will.
I'm sorry, Jessie did thank you both so much, and she said it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'll post those pictures out later too, in case she wants to see them. But yeah, I'll tell you, one of the things that you really honed in on, and what's really interesting, Marilyn, this is how the guys work, this is how the universe works, is the card that I pulled today I do a daily, just pull a card, out of my multiple decks, pull a card, and I do a message. And the card that came up today was love. And love is all about self-love, because the more we love ourselves, the more we are able to offer love to others.
Exactly. It was interesting when I received this message a year ago towards the end of the year to help people promote their own self-love. I was doing a group meditation with a group of ladies down in Gilbert, Arizona, and I asked them, I think there was about 13, 15 women there. It was all women that night. And I said, how many of you put yourself first? And how many of you love yourself first above all others? And nobody raised their hands. I was shocked. And I'm like, why is that? And a couple of them responded, well, we've been taught that that's a selfish act. And most of them were mothers, and they're like going, oh, well, we have to take care of our children first. We have to take care of our significant others. And I said, bringing self-love into you, it's not a selfish act, it's an act of self-care. Yeah. And once you get that love within you and stronger within you, then the love that you have for others, like your significant other, children, workers, siblings, family, it's like it becomes even stronger, and it's a tighter bond.
And really, as a parent, when you are showing yourself the self-love, the self-care, what you are doing is you are also teaching your kids, because, my dad was a prime example in, he would say things, but he would do the opposite. And that just used to just drive me crazy. Well, kids pick up on what it is that you're saying, but they also pick up more so on what it is that you're doing. So if you are
Exactly.
taking care of yourself, you are teaching your kids that lesson as well. So that's
Exactly.
awesome.
And so many people are so afraid to stand up for themselves. I'm a Virgo. Virgos have a hard time expressing themselves. And for many, many years, I let people override me. And many years ago, I finally got on my own pedestal, on my own platform, and dug my heels in and tell people, no, you can't do this to me. Whatever that might be, whether it's verbal, physical, whatever. And no matter whether it was a relationship or whatever. And I feel like when people learn to dig their heels in and say, no, I don't like this, or no to anything, and stand up for yourself, just like this lady's daughter. She's feeling some unrest there for whatever reason. So it's like, no, I don't like this feeling. I'm not feeling easy about this. I'm not feeling comfortable about this. Gather your own thoughts and feelings first, and then present it to the one that you're having that unrest with.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of having a conversation with another person's higher self? Like as you're falling asleep, ask your higher self to have a conversation with their higher self, so it helps almost smooth the path a little bit before you actually have the conversation?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that that's especially when it's a difficult situation like this, because, we get so much anxiety and stress built up, and it's like, okay, this is, it's so beneficial, because it's like, okay, higher self, you have a conversation with his higher self, and it's almost like there's stress that falls away. And then when you are actually going to have the conversation, that, you get your breath, pay attention to it, get yourself centered, call in the 100 bazillion million and then some angels, and then have the conversation. So it's, yeah, all of those things will help, because it's not always easy to have a conversation like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. What would you say, Marilyn, is kind of like do you have like a number one question that over the years that you've been doing this is like the number one thing that people come up with? Either that they're unsure of, they're trying to learn.
I think probably the number one thing that I have helped many people with over the years is to learn to call upon the angels. And people, like I mentioned earlier, they're afraid to, maybe they don't really trust or believe or think that they're too busy. And when you think in angels in terms of energy, that they're not human, and if we can expand our mind, everybody understands 3D now in movies, right? And if you stretch your mind, you might be able to understand 4D, 5D. Well, think of the angels in a million D. So they literally can be with 1 billion people all at the same time, because they're all of energy. And the other thing, too, that people are hesitant about calling upon them is because maybe they don't go to church anymore. Maybe they've done something bad and they don't feel they're deserving. And the angels, how I tell people, they have unconditional love for us. And it's all about forgiveness. They don't hold grudges against us like other people do. And they don't hold grudges, and they give us unconditional love for anything. So just learn to tap into that. And we all have our own ways of communicating. And how I like to explain it, when you want to communicate with angels, whether you want to hear them or you want to talk to them, find your own way of communicating. It's like if you meet somebody from a different foreign land and you don't understand the language, but you really, really like this person, you find some way, somehow, to communicate with one another. And some people are able to see, some people are able to hear, some people smell, others just have this sense of knowing. So find whatever's comfortable for you and then get stronger with that.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny because I would say over the last several years, I've been doing a channeled blog, and I do 2 a week. And one of the things that the angels have been coming back with over and over and over again is they want us to know that they are here. They want us to be able to feel them. They want us to be able to feel their love. They want us, like you said, they want us to know that, hey, I'm standing here twiddling my thumbs until you ask me something. And it's so funny because it's like, well, isn't this kind of the same theme that, it was this blog and this blog? And they tweak it every single time. They tweak it just a little bit because then someone else is going to hear it in just a different way, which I find so amusing.
And that's why I enjoy doing my live videos, and we'll see if the universe cooperates with me this week. But it's amazing because, like, on Wednesday nights, I do live videos all about angels. Mm-hmm. And the questions that I get asked on there, but just people introducing and interacting with one another as to how they get in touch or different signs or messages that they've received has helped other people as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Marilyn, we have another web question that Mark's going to read off to us.
You got it. Okay, and this is from Cindy23. Hello, ladies. I had a strange thing happen. I was on the subway, and a homeless man was sitting on the floor asking for money. Some teenagers were making fun of him, so I told them off in the best way I can. I apologized to him for what they said. He looked at me and told me not to be mad, but to love them, and I swear his eyes turned blue. Do angels come to earth and take physical form?
I love this, Cindy 23. I love this. Absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. Oh my gosh. You were witness to a beautiful thing. I love that. Marilyn, what do you get?
Absolutely. I got, Cindy 23, I got that you were just introduced to an earth angel. And there's many, many, many earth angels here upon this land right now. I think we've got more than we've ever had before. At least that's the messages I've been told. Mm-hmm. And you were definitely, it's almost, Cindy, like you were being tested. But I don't like to say that the universe tests us. We test ourselves. And you did absolutely the right thing. And you encountered a very, very, I got goosebumps all over. You encountered a very, very special spiritual moment, one that you won't ever forget. And to me, the blue, when you saw his eyes turn blue, that was his way of expressing his love to you.
Well, and you're just going to laugh. Okay, so Cindy 23, I pulled a card, again from the Universal Wisdom, and the card that I pulled was acceptance. And the beautiful goddess in this picture is holding a blue ball. Now, how I see that, I know, isn't that hilarious? It's like, so Cindy 23, I'm really curious if that's the color blue that you saw. I'm trying to hurry up and post it. But what I find so interesting is because, first off, kudos to you for speaking up to the kids that were being abusive, verbally abusive. And you were accepting this person for where they are in their life, for who they are. And you stood up to the kids. The acceptance was here. And I think this is just absolutely a beautiful, perfect card for that situation.
She also wrote back, Sue, he disappeared around a pillar, and I never saw him again, and I haven't been the same since.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Cindy 23, you probably haven't ever been the same since, because there was just this beautiful love that touched your heart that you were not expecting, but it opened you up in so many different ways. That's beautiful. I love it. Absolutely.
And what I'm getting to, Sue, for Cindy 23, start really paying attention to your own spirituality. This was the start of the beginning of you opening up more on a spiritual level.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Cindy 23, call on your 100 million bazillion angels and ask them to show up, show you different signs. Show up in your life in different ways. Like Marilyn was saying, every single morning she gets up and says, okay, 100 million bazillion, come into my day. And absolutely, it doesn't matter what we are doing. It's that we are inviting them in.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. We are going to take another short break. And you are listening live to Angel Talk with Sue every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network. I am the host, Sue Broome, and we will be right back with my special guest today, Marilyn Poscic.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you. Hi, this is Jay Grace, and I'm really excited about a new show with our host, Sue Broome. Her show is Angel Talk with Sue, and it's going to be Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Her debut is this coming Monday, so join her. Thank you.
In these challenging times, everyone needs a little guidance. The Virtual Psychic Fair is a once-a-month special online event where you can get the expert guidance you seek. Visit us at the Virtual Psychic Fair, www.virtualpsychicfair.com, or call toll-free at 888-626-7386.
Hi, this is Jay Grace, creator and host of Thrive with Jay Grace. This is a live variety talk show program that I'm very excited to produce for you. It's all about entertaining and always encouraging you to live the thriving life that you deserve. Remember, that's Thrive with Jay Grace, Thursdays live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because it is your time to thrive.
Four, three, two, and you're back with Angel Talk with Sue, with your host, Sue Broome. Sue, take it away.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, everyone, for listening to Angel Talk with Sue live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thrive Talk Network. And I want to just give you a quick reminder that tonight I will be on truthcatradio.com at 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. Arizona time, and I will be on with Joan of Angels. We are going to be talking about angels and signs from our loved ones, and we're going to be all over the place. So I'm excited. So tune in to that tonight too. And also now we have our guest today is Marilyn Poscic, and I want to make sure that, Marilyn, you have a chance to tell everyone how they can get a hold of you so we don't run out of time.
Thank you. So best way to get a hold of me is through my website, which is my name, www.marilyn, M-A-R-I-L-Y-N, Poscic, Poscic.com. So that's www.marilynposcic.com. I have about 3 or 4 short little videos on there. All my books and my meditation CDs are listed on there. The books are available for sale on Amazon. And you can feel free to join me on Facebook. You can private message me on Facebook as well. A lot of people do that. And I also have an angel page as well as an angel group on Facebook. The angel page is Angel Messenger Marilyn Poscic, and the group page is Marilyn's Angels, the guys. So you can feel free to contact me in any of those ways. If it's
Awesome.
better for you to call me by phone, the number is 602-326-5244. But that's also listed on my website.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So, if you were to tell someone, now we've talked about asking, and we've talked about tuning in and listening to the messages, and everybody gets their messages and their connection with angels a little bit differently. What is something that like somebody could walk away with if they started doing this right now? They would be able to see a shift.
A sense of peace and calm.
Mm-hmm.
When people start talking to the angels and listening to them and acting accordingly, whether you pray, whether you meditate, whether you, like for me, go on a walk every morning, it's once you start interacting with them and allowing them to guide you, you'll just find things in life become very trivial. And when we just get this overall sense of well-being, of peacefulness, of calmness.
Mm-hmm.
And something else I want to say too, Sue, right now. I don't know who all is listening and everything, but somebody out there has been receiving messages through their ears, because my ear right now is ringing like crazy.
Uh-huh.
So if somebody's got a lot of ringing in their ears, that's the angels trying to communicate with you, but they're on such a higher frequency energy, so to speak, that sometimes it's hard for us to decipher what it is that they're saying. So get used to just saying to the angels, to the guys, say, okay, I acknowledge that you're here. I give you full permission to send me messages. However, I don't understand. Could you please slow down?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody out there is really getting ringing in their ears, so I just needed to say that right now.
That's awesome. And we do have another web question. So maybe this is the person that has the ear stuff going on.
Okay. And this is from Joni487. Hi, Sue and Marilyn. Lately, the universe has been putting stories of fallen angels in my face. Are there really fallen angels?
Stories of fallen angels. That's interesting. I'm going to have you go first on this one, Marilyn. Shuffle them.
Hi, Joni. Thank you for reaching out to us. As I teach people, there's good angels and there's bad angels. Just like on this earth plane, there's good people and there's bad people. I don't know why the universe is putting fallen angels upon you, in front of you. Sue might be able to answer you better on that. But I feel it's a sign for you to, as Sue and I talked about earlier today, to really get your wall of protection up. And I think it's also to make you aware that there are bad angels and that there are good angels. Hold on. I don't know whether you're seeing like a lot of flashes of darkness out of the corner of your eyes. That's what I'm getting. But know that there can't be darkness as long as there's light. So if you bring in Archangel Michael with the white light and making sure that you're protected with the white light from Archangel Michael or any of the other higher beings, angels, God, universe, spirit, whoever it is you communicate with, it's going to help you a lot.
Got it.
Okay. She actually also replied, yes, stories on TV and even church. It's like she's getting the black flashes and stories on TVs and when she goes to church.
Okay.
So, and it's okay. I know protection is a really big thing. I do get that. I also look at it a little bit differently from shielding yourself, because shielding feels very defensive to me. Versus, and I pulled two cards, and the cards really kind of make sense with this. Versus shining your light, going within, and really, like the card that I had pulled earlier for somebody was purity. And it's like going within and really looking at your motives, your thoughts on everything. And I'm not saying you're bringing this on. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is the brighter that you shine your light, the more protection that you actually get. But it's coming more, it always feels more offensive because you're doing it consciously versus defensive, like a shield would. Like if I'm holding up my arm to stop somebody, it's kind of like I can't remember what it's called, not Tai Chi, but it's some kind of martial arts where if somebody's going to punch you, if you move just slightly and then flip them, you actually have more power coming from that way than if you were to block them.
That's Aikido.
Aikido. Thank you. Yes. So that's what it feels like, coming from that perspective versus coming from a defensive. So the two cards that I pulled, one is floating memories, and it's got this huge beam of light as it looks like she's sleeping. So it feels like there's something almost like when you were a baby, and it does feel like when you were in a crib, because I'm seeing a crib. There was an angel that came to you, and what it feels like is somebody, like Marilyn and I were talking at the beginning, somebody said, "Oh, don't believe in that," because it was almost like, there's the chills. So you were a child, very young, standing up in the crib because you thought it was a dream, but it wasn't. There was this beautiful angel that was in your room, and you said that you're getting all these fallen angels from church and everything. It's like someone is telling you can't believe in angels. That's one of the things. That's the first card. And the other one is Lotus Rose. And this is the card that it feels like it's you opening up, like I was talking about, opening up and shining your light, your love, brighter and brighter. So then as these people come around and say, well, there's this fallen angel, or you can't believe in this, or they just kind of fall away because you're shining so bright. So what does that feel like, Joni 487? And Marilyn, do you have anything to add after you heard those two cards?
Not really. I just I feel like she's being made aware that there is a dark side as well as a white side, and it's along what you were saying. It's more to be true to yourself, and what is it that you believe in, and what is it that you're going to allow in.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a really good way of explaining it too, because it's like, I know that we can go about our lives and different people have an influence over us, but this is shining your light and your truth bright enough that when somebody comes up and says, yeah, that's a crock, you can stand in your power and stand in your light and say, no, it's not. I remember when I was 2 and this beautiful angel came into my room.
That's beautifully put, Sue. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. And Joni said she thanks you both, and she's going to work on it now.
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and I'll tell you this. It's funny how sometimes different visions come to you, but I can clearly see you, Joni, when you're standing up in your crib and the whole room is just lit up from this beautiful angel. Love that. Yeah. So, Marilyn, we only have a few minutes left. Are there any parting thoughts or parting messages that you would like to share with everyone that's listening?
The one thing I do want to say, whoever had the ringing in their ears, like if you're getting that, you're receiving messages. And as I mentioned earlier, just find your own way of communication. But when I was on my walk here, maybe a couple of months ago, I got this message straight from God. And it's like, if you want more clarity, ask for clearance to clarity. So ask that all that interference is being removed so you have a easier way, a more defined way to be able to communicate. But I love that, what I got, clearance. I am asking for clearance to clarity. Isn't that cool, Sue?
It is. And it really is. It's about, everybody knows what a radio is. It's like tuning your radio in and fine-tuning it. But I also feel it has to do with clearing out the people, the thoughts, the things that that are not helping you do the fine-tuning.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I moved a little over a year ago, and I actually moved boxes again that I hadn't opened for the 2 years that I lived in my other condo. So it's like when I moved into this place, I'm like, if I haven't seen it, used it, dealt with it in the last 2 to 3 years, it's going. Mm-hmm. And you have to do that be conscious of that with your own thoughts, your own feelings, people mm-hmm. in your life, as well as material things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, how can you continue to go shopping, let's say shopping for clothes, when your closet's already totally full?
Yep. Yeah, they say that when you bring something home, as you hang it in your closet, you have to take out 2 things. Not 1, 2.
And what's the reason for that, Sue?
It's to keep the energy flowing, keep the energy moving.
Yeah.
Because, just like you said, there's so many things that are probably hanging in our closet. It's like, well, when was the last time I wore this?
Right.
Yeah. So it's moving the energy, and sometimes it's hard, that because there are people in our lives that are important to us, but maybe it's just, maybe we just need to not spend as much time with them. Or there's somebody that I've known for years and years and years, and sometimes the negativity will start up, and you can try to switch the conversation, and sometimes if you can't switch it, is it really time to maybe let them go? Because you really want to keep yourself primed and open to what
Exactly.
it is that you're, yeah.
And that's, that goes back to bringing in our own self-love of ourselves. And mm-hmm. just because you sever a relationship, no matter what that relationship is to you, it doesn't mean that it would be permanently gone. It just means that you're not to be together at this time. Maybe right. that other person has moved on in a different direction. Maybe your energy has shifted. And so the mm-hmm. 2 of you together right now isn't working. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't work in a month, a year, several years down the road, but it's just the universe working with you going, this is something that you need to cleanse and clear right now.
Yep. Okay, cool. Well, Marilyn, one more time, give a shout out for all the ways that people can get a hold of you.
Yeah, the very best way to get a hold of me is through my website, www.marilynposcic.com. My phone number is on there. If you want to ask me a question, my website is linked to my email. You can also private message me on Facebook. That's fine as well. There was another thing I was going to mention, Sue, but I forget now.
Well, we'll make sure that we have all of that posted on the replay information so people can track you down. And
I know what else I was going to say. I do send out a monthly newsletter, If you'd like to receive that, I just need you to send me your email address and say that you would like to receive my monthly newsletter. In the monthly newsletter, I channel a message from the guys. I also put in there all my upcoming events, and I've got a feng shui lady that writes for me and a naturopathic doctor. So if you'd like to receive that, all I need is your email address.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Marilyn. I so appreciate that we were able to connect and that you were on with us. And thank you, everyone, for listening. You have been listening to Sue Broome on Angel Talk with Sue on Thrive Talk Network every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Have a great day. Angel blessings to you.